Let's bring in NBC News White House correspondent Mike Memoli, who has new reporting on President Biden's re-election campaign. So, Mike, what are Biden's plans now that the debt limit deal is behind him, and maybe he can focus a little bit on this?
Yeah, that's right, Mika. As you've all been talking about, the president and his team certainly took a lot of lumps over the course of the last month during these debt negotiations. Even fellow Democrats thinking he was really ceding the messaging war to Republicans, to Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Now, in the view of Biden advisors, that was strategic. Their ethos was to prioritize the win, and the idea of getting in a daily tit-for-tat with Republicans was going to be counterproductive to that. And you look at the result in the end, and the White House team now is in overdrive to sell this accomplishment, not so much because of the deal itself, but something that wasn't in the legislative text. This idea that the president, despite all the cynics and against all expectation, followed through on that promise he made to voters in the 2020 campaign, that he'd be able to unite the country at a time of divided government, get Republicans to the table and have a strong bipartisan win in the end. Look at the margins in both the House and the Senate. We saw the president doing that himself with that Oval Office address on Friday night. That's the biggest platform a president has. And right from the get-go, I'll correct you guys, as the president said, 350 bipartisan bills he signed into law. But as I talk to Biden advisors, they say he's now going to be not necessarily focused on the deal itself, but this is getting back to regularly scheduled programming, as they put it. He wants to now, and you'll see this on Friday, go to North Carolina talking about the expansion of jobs, the need for job training to employ the workforce that has been created by these legislative achievements. As this advisor put it to me, we certainly are going to talk about the fact that the president has followed through on his pledge to unite the country here. It has another example of that. But campaigns are all about contrasts. And one of the strongest contrasts that the Biden team thinks they have is a president who simply drama-free, puts his head down and does the work, is focused on the economy at a time that this growing Republican field seems to be arguing, to your earlier discussion as well, about how to define woke and how to wage war against it. So that's what we're going to see really the campaign try to do, this sort of shadow campaign. He's not really going to ramp up campaign rallies until next year following that Obama model. One thing we will see, guys, as the month continues here is a return to fundraising, too. That's another big imperative ahead of the fundraising deadline at the end of the month.
NBC's Mike Memoli, thank you so much for your reporting.